37 Echo, turn 20 degrees west suggested for a wide right downwind for outbound traffic.
I love the feeling of the power as in pushing the power forward and taking off, just knowing that it's going to be a great adventure. My name is Donna Miller. I'm a first officer on the Boeing 787 Dreamliner for American Airlines. I've been a pilot for 33 years.
I grew up in a community that pilots are boys, pilot to boys. I started flying planes because when I was little, I wanted to fly planes. I would see crop dusters and I'd be like, oh my gosh, that is so cool. My name is Trimby Zavo, and I'm a flight instructor. And I'm the president of Women in Aviation International chapter for Mile High chapter. And I'm the pilot organization's representative for the state of Colorado.
My favorite thing about flying is takeoff. You can hear the power. It makes for a rush, adrenaline rush. It also puts into perspective that you're in charge of something so powerful. My name is Julia Sisonga, and currently I am a student of MSU Denver and a training student at CNCC, or Colorado Northwestern Community College.
We're here at the Denver International Airport at the L. Ray B. Jepsen Terminal. And I had the great fortune of working with Captain L. Ray Jepsen, cataloging his memorabilia that are in these displays. And he was a man that never threw anything away. So we had boxes and boxes of pictures and letters, and it was such a fascinating project. It just started my whole wild life of flying.
Yeah, so this is Rocky Mountain Metropolitan Airport. The insides of these are really cool. You want to see? Yeah. If it's not locked, I like the G1000 planes. They're very glass panel cockpit. It's called the Garmin 1000. I was in college and I started applying for a job as a flight attendant because I thought, well, if that's how I'm going to get in an airplane, that's what I'll do. And then my dad found out. He said, you have to finish what you started. You started this architecture degree, you're going to finish what you started. Never became a flight attendant. Always thinking that I wanted to be in a plane. I did a career change, so I started flying when it was about 10 years ago. I had 3 little boys and a little girl, and it was one of those things where I said, I kind of need something for myself. So I went up on a discovery flight. And then I thought, this is great. I became a private pilot, an instrument pilot, a commercial pilot, a CFI, a CFII. I'm teaching people how to fly, and I'm mentoring all these girls.
Lights, including beacon off, circuit breaker, they're all in. Avionics master is here.
So currently we are at Colorado Air and Spaceport, just right outside of Denver. DIA is right behind us, and this is where my home base is. I started out in my small town of Sterling, Colorado. I didn't feel very welcome there, but flying was a little bit of an outlet for me and kind of let me put my small town into a different perspective, seeing it from above. And I think one of my biggest fears when I first started out was I knew it was a male-dominated field, and I knew that there were women flying, but there's not a lot of women of color flying, and that kind of scared me and set me back a little bit at the beginning. In aviation, we have about 7 to 8% of females worldwide that fly.
When I first started, there were very few. We were 3% of commercial pilots. All the manuals were written as, when a pilot does this, he will. And then they put a little disclaimer at the very beginning. When we say he, we mean everybody. Feel a little bit like you have to prove yourself every day, and that's okay. So Emily Warner was a huge role model, because when you're learning how to fly, you don't know you can do it unless you see somebody like you doing it. She believed in us, and we believed in ourselves because we saw that she could do it and we could too.
So we sit in the plane and make sure we can press all the way down on the right rudder and all the way down on the left rudder, and that we can brake properly and that we have equal pressure on our brakes. So I'm checking ailerons, and then I'm checking my rudders that don't hit the elevator, and I pull the yoke back and forward to change the elevator and back. Left, back, right, and back. So I talk to middle school guidance counselors and middle school science teachers, high school guidance counselors, and I say, hey, these girls can fly. They need to know that they can fly. And let's take them up on a discovery flight. Let's show them how it is. Let's take them to the flight school and show them the female flight instructors and female students and a female chief pilot.
This is the plane I fly. The way that I want to make my mark in aviation is getting more women and women of color and women minorities interested in pursuing a career in aviation.
It's not an easy career to get into. There are challenges, but if you have the passion, it's worth it.
7818, Roger.